Okay, now who is the next candidate?
Mr. Yash Vishen, can you hear us?
Okay.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir. Good evening,
Good
sir.
evening. Can you see all of us?
Yes, sir. I can.
I see. Mr. Yash Vishen, Vishen, is it?
Yes,
You
sir.
hail from Bhagalpur.
Yes, sir.
I see. And you have done BSc in Nautical Engineering.
Pardon me, sir. It is nautical science.
Nautical Science. I
Yes,
see.
sir.
Right. Now tell us in 2 minutes all about yourself, your education, your extracurricular activities, and your experience in appearing for exams, etc. What all you want to tell us, you do tell us about yourself.
So my name is Yash Vishen. I am from Bhagalpur, Bihar. So I have done my schooling from DPS, Bokaro Steel City. And sir, after that, I got my training as a merchant navy officer from training ship Chanakya. And sir, since then, I am preparing for civil services with sociology as my optional. Sir, my hobby is writing, singing, and composing Hindi songs. And sir, cricket is my field of interest.
I see. Now you said you have, what is this now? Is it your first chance?
So this is my second attempt and second interview.
Oh, the first time you qualified for the mains and you appeared for the interview.
Yes, sir.
I see. And what were your choices for the first time in order of preference?
Sir, it was Indian Administrative Service, then Indian Police Service, followed by Indian Foreign Service.
Could you discern what were the shortcomings in your first interview?
Yes, sir. Sir, last year, sir, I was a bit more young and a bit immature in my answers. So I got a bit intimidated by the atmosphere in UPSC Bhavan. So that made me nervous and pulled down my performance. Sir. So, but sir, I hope this year.
Did you score well in your written exams?
Yes, sir. My means performance was fine.
I see. So this time you think yourself to be very well prepared and you won't feel any more nervousness?
Sir, this year I'm trying to be a lot more calmer and composed. And sir, I'm working to the best of my potential. Let's see. Sir.
I see. Now, why Indian Administrative Service? Why not any other services?
Sir, I think Indian Administrative Service will give me the opportunity to make the right impact in the lives of the people, sir, to a large extent, be it at a decision implementation at the district or the subdivision level to the policy formulation, sir, at the highest stages. So, sir, that impact which I can get is not offered in other services. However, sir, if given a chance, I would perform to the best of my abilities in any service.
No, but why not police service? It is also gives you to interact with the people at large, at ground level, improve law and order. Why not that?
Sir, indeed, sir. Indian Police Service is also a great service, and that will give me the opportunity for maintenance of law and order. So, but Indian Administrative Service provides that diversity in multiple ministries and multiple platforms. So, sir, that diversity made me opt it before.
Diversity what? Or diversity of what?
So, diversity of work, diversity of.
For example.
So, for example, the Director General of Shipping is mostly an Indian Administrative Service, and sir, also the secretaries at different governments are mostly from administration, sir. So, sir, this wide variety will allow me to get the right exposure and help me to deliver at multiple.
That will be your, your ultimate years. The concluding years, you will reach that level. But at the beginning, it will be ground level, 10 to 12 years, you will be only working at a assistant collector, sub-collector, district development officer, collector, or district magistrate like that. So is there any hidden agenda? Is there any hidden agenda you have in mind? Come out with that.
No, sir, not at all.
No, sir, hidden aspirations you have.
No, sir.
No,
So
sir.
this is not
Only for the diversity you want to take this service, is it? Be
Sir,
truthful. Huh.
Sir, being very truthful, it is the diversity and the right impact which the service will provide, sir.
What do you mean by right impact? Can you define right impact?
Sir, right impact means multiple things, sir. So it means grievance redressal of public. It means implementation of government policies. So it is solving day-to-day queries and issues of the people at large.
Day-to-day queries. You will answer day-to-day queries of people whole day. What will you do? डिस्ट्रिक्ट की पॉपुलेशन अगर मान लीजिए 1 करोड़ है तो आप 1 करोड़ लोगों की प्रॉब्लम सुनते रहेंगे रोज.
Sir, when it comes to Indian Administrative Service, then it holds multiple departments.
My dear friend, this is a high time we should come and focus and hit the bull at its, hit the in the eyes. सीधा बोलो ना. I come from a Hindi-speaking social background with feudal structure state where power and position is an important, and it's a best job in this country. I have done best in my life so far. I have been a good student. I am vying for the best job in the country. ऐसे कहने में क्या हो जाएगा? दुनिया भर की बातें हम करते रहेंगे. वो बेवकूफ थोड़ी है सुन रहे हैं जो.
Why don't you say that you are looking for fame, position,
power?
नहीं.
Sir, I think
वो नहीं देख रहे आप.
Sir, I think power is very secondary, sir. And and sir, power.
Don't spoil your case by again telling it. Power is secondary. अरे भाई भागलपुर में डीएम बन जाने का मतलब है कि भगवान बन जाना. क्या बात करते हो आप? Let us be true.
कि आप उसको अच्छे टर्म्स में बता सकते हैं. It offers good opportunity, good career.
You can polish it, but then जो facts है वो बताएंगे तो वो आपके लिए अच्छा है. नहीं तो घुमा के fake answer वो that doesn't cut ice with the interviewing board. समझे आप? समझे? अच्छा, आपने नॉटिकल साइंस पढ़ी है और आपने काम भी वहां कर रहे हैं अभी, तो वो छोड़ के आप क्यों इस तरफ अपनी एक्वायर्ड अच्छी नॉलेज को छोड़ के इधर जा रहे हैं? क्यों, क्या रीजन है?
Sir, indeed, sir, merchant navy is a good dynamic white collar job, sir, and it has good career prospects, sir.
Yes,
sir, but,
and
sir,
money is also good.
Yes, sir. It is a good salary paying job, sir.
Career aspects are also good. फिर क्यों छोड़ रहे हैं आप उसको?
Yes, sir. So because sir, through my training,
समाज सेवा करनी है.
Sir,
बोलिए.
So while I was in my training years in Yash, sir, so I got the opportunity to meet several seniors who have served in merchant navy and now in the bureaucracy and administration. So, sir, taking inspiration from them, so I realized that they are making much wider impact in the lives of the people, sir. So that is what also motivated me to shift my career trajectory, sir. So that has been the ultimate reason why I'm going to join, sir.
No, ये तो आपका contradictory answer हो गया. अगर आपने if you have seen the people working there has impacted your life, then you should have continued in the same discipline, same service. No?
Sir, those people have are now the part of Indian Administrative Service.
Oh, they have switched over. And
yes,
you saw them successful there. That's why you also want to switch over and come over to this side. Is it?
Yes, sir. I took inspiration from them.
No, inspiration in what respect? In what respect they have become better? Tell me, 1, 2, 3, 4 bullet points. Tell me.
So through their experience, sir, they shared that now the satisfaction which they get in
all right. One is the satisfaction level, right?
Yes,
then
sir.
Second.
So second is the diverse work which an administrator can do.
Okay, diversity of work. Third.
And so the third is the stability which the profession will provide.
Which profession doesn't provide you stability? Tell me.
Sir, although merchant navy is a good profession, sir, but there the system is of 6 months on and 6 months off. So,
but you keep on getting your salary there.
Not exactly. So, sir, these 3 reasons I learned from my seniors, and sir, that also made me realize that I should also try for it.
The position, the admiration in people, and the power and pelf, all that doesn't matter to you.
So that is very secondary to me, sir.
Achha, that is secondary to you. All right. Over to you, Mr. Viren Gupta.
Right. Now, you see, Yash, entry into a merchant navy training ship. Now, this is not just some university that you joined. You obviously had a very clear idea of what that job would entail as a merchant navy officer, and you wanted to be part of it. Then why would it, at a later stage, put you off? You said 6 months off, 6 months on. I mean, it would not suit a lot of people's temperament, but you knew about it. Then suddenly, what happened? I'm still not convinced by your answer.
So I really feel that merchant navy is still a great profession, sir. And my batchmates who have been a part of it are really enjoying it. And sir, I would have also done the same, sir. But sir, I felt that the bureaucracy and Indian Administrative Service would provide me a larger platform to
Tell
do
me,
my
in terms
work.
of development of our country, do you think that the powers of civil servants should be drastically reduced?
Sir, I would say it should be rationalized, sir, not drastically reduced.
No, I mean in simple terms. Don't use these terms which I don't understand. I don't understand rationalization. I'm asking you whether the power should be decreased or increased further, tightened further.
So it should be decreased a bit, sir.
So if you think, and a lot of people also think along those lines, then why do you want to join a career where the role and involvement would be reduced in the, we have to look at the future. 10 years down the line, 15 years down the line. Have you heard of Amrit Kal? What is Amrit Kal?
So Amrit Kal is the vision of the government, which will extend from the 75th year of independence till 100th year of independence.
Okay.
So, sir,
all right. In the next 25 years, what is our objective? What is the aspiration that Prime Minister has spelled out?
So there are multiple objectives, sir. The first is to vouch for digital economy. Second is for sustainable growth and development.
What is the broad objective? What is the broad objective? All these are parts of, but what is the big ticket objective?
Big picture. Till the big picture.
So the big picture is to make India a developed nation, sir. On all.
Now, if India were to be a developed country in 25 years' time, and you yourself admitted that the role of civil service should be reduced, the role of government officials should be reduced. Like we follow what it is in America and Europe and elsewhere. Then why do you want to join a career where there would be substantially reduced opportunities for you?
So although, yes, sir, I feel that it should be rationalized. The power should not be concentrated at any place, sir. But sir, still, even after rationalization or reduction, sir, I would still feel that that the service will provide me immense opportunity, even in the Amrit Kal, sir, to work to the best of my capacity and serve people in multiple domains. So, sir, realizing this,
we talk about Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam. Have you heard about it? What exactly does Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam mean?
So, Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam means that the world is one family, sir. Yes, sir.
That is a literal meaning. For India, what does it mean?
So, for India, it means that we embrace all culture, all society, and we see world as one family and one unit.
Okay. So Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam means that we should treat the entire world as family and not look after our interests, our own interest.
Yes,
would it imply that we should forsake national interest, forsake self-interest? Is self-interest a bad thing?
So self-interest is not a bad thing as such, sir, but it should be balanced with the larger interest as well, sir.
How can you balance it? If it balance means that, if the question is that you promote your national interest or you don't promote your national interest,
so
then what would you choose?
So it depends on the the competing interest which is in the opting, sir. So most of the time national interest prevails, but sir, in some times there are other interests as well.
But tell me, how is India's position on the Ukraine conflict? how is it in keeping with our, we keep talking about Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam. Don't you see that there is a contradiction there?
So in present times, I think that India has strategically shifted towards more realistic geopolitics and securing its national interest before idealistic principles. And so that has been in the case
No,
of
the question that I was asking you as to what do you see? Do you see a kind of contradiction between Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam and what we have, the stand that we have taken? Your answer would imply that yes, there is a contradiction.
no, sir.
That our position is not in keeping with the Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam's principles. Is that what you're saying?
Not exactly, sir. I don't think that India has diverted away from its essence of Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam, because sir, even in Russia-Ukraine war, we have taken a stand, and that stand is for peace, for humanitarian aid and assistance. And sir, India
we have not criticized Russia for having invaded another independent country.
Yes, sir. So we have kept the interests of Europe and Russia on its place, and we have not tried to directly engage in it. But sir, on multiple platforms, we have vouched for peace, for Caesar and stopping of this war at the immediate level. Although we have not taken any sides, sir, but on the larger ground.
Yes, tell me. What do you understand by, there is a term which is often used in international relations, non-traditional security threats. What do you understand by that?
So there are multiple conventional threats which have been in the 20th century. But sir, in 21st century, now since the world is changing and there are several avenues through which a state can be attacked, so those avenues are called non-conventional security threats.
What are can you name some of the prominent ones?
So the first is cyber security threat.
Mm-hmm.
So the second is attacking to the critical infrastructures and rupturing states' capacity, like the energy security of a country. So thirdly is lone wolf warriors and the sleeper cells which are infused in a state. So these three I can recall right now.
That is the last one you mentioned. What is the broad rubric? Terrorism. Is that what you're referring to, terrorism?
Sir, terrorism, yes, but sir, now terrorism has also evolved its phases. So the sleeper cells is a slightly newer version of terrorism, where they are more prominent, more effectively using covert operations rather than overt operations.
Now you missed out on something which should have occurred to you logically, given your training, maritime security.
So I feel maritime security
what do you understand by maritime security?
Okay, sir, I think sir, maritime security is largely a conventional threat, sir, because the navies have been there for long, sir. And so maritime security in India is...
No, there is a non-traditional maritime security threat, which does not arise from other navies, which arises from other, there are other types of threats, not necessarily from the threat. Yes. Piracy. Have you heard of piracy? Yes.
So, sir, India has multiple maritime security issues, sir. The first is China's string of pearls policy and its encirclement policy. So, second is...
No, that is not maritime. That's another issue altogether.
So, that is challenging our maritime boundaries. So, second is the issue of border disputes issue, sir.
Okay,
with Pakistan.
Tell me, you said that you are a cricket enthusiast.
Yes.
Do you play cricket?
Yes, I do.
What do you do in cricket?
Sir, I am a number 4 batsman for my team, sir.
So, did you represent your team, your college team?
Sir, I represented my top team. I was the captain of my top team, sir.
Okay, what is the position called silly mid-on?
So, silly mid-on is a position which is very close to the bat, to the leg side of the right-handed batsman. It is inside the 30-yard circle, and so it is primarily to take the inside edges when batsman tries to play defense.
Why is it called silly? Why is it called silly mid-on? There is a mid-on position, and why is this position called silly mid-on?
So I'm not very sure, sir. I need to look up on it, sir.
All right, okay. Now, last question that I want to ask you. You come from Bihar.
Yes, sir.
Have you heard of a term called girmitia?
No, sir, I'm not. I have to look up on this.
Have you heard of the term indentured workers?
Yes, sir.
Hmm?
Yes, sir.
Tell me about it.
So indentured workers are those workers who are also called bandhua mazdoor, sir. So, sir, they are forced to work in a place with almost no human rights, very low labor, and sir, most of the times
Low labor or low labor wages?
So the labors.
Okay, carry on.
And sir, most of the time their generations are involved in this bonded labors.
What is the connection with Bihar?
Sir, Bihar is considered to be a relatively poor state, sir. Niti Aayog in a SDG index also signifies
Are
it.
the indentured labor going even now, is it?
Sir, this is not the case presently, sir. Sir, although there are migration
When did the migration of indentured labor took place?
So primarily during colonial times, sir, by the
Okay.
Britishers.
And
Yes, sir.
and what is the significance of Bihar there? That lot of people went out from Bihar.
Yes, sir. So there are multiple reasons for it, sir. The first is the stronghold of East India Company in the region of Bihar and Bengal.
Okay.
Second,
now let me ask you, where are these girmitia? Where are these indentured labor? Which are the countries which have large concentration of former indentured labor from India?
so they are Fiji, Singapore.
No, okay, all right.
Mhm.
Singapore
And-
is not a very large
No.
concentration. Okay,
And
Fiji is
sir,
correct.
in Africa and Caribbean islands, sir.
Tell me which countries. Caribbean is a very large.
Sir,
You
Trinidad and
follow
Tobago.
cricket. West
Sir,
Indies
Trinidad
is West Indies a cricket a nation, a country?
Sir,
West Indies a country?
So West Indies is a group of island nations which together represent a cricketing team. Sir.
Okay, all right. So which are the countries where you have large concentration of Indian indentured workers?
So as I said, first is Fiji, then Trinidad and Tobago,
Yes.
Saint Lucia, Antigua Islands, and
No.
sir,
No.
okay, and sir, in South Africa as well, I guess.
South Africa is a large.
Have you
right.
heard of Mauritius?
Mauritius,
Yes, I do.
Guyana,
Thank you,
Suriname,
sir, for recalling. me.
Malaysia.
Yes, sir.
These are large concentrations. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Manodraji.
Okay, yes. Since I also come from Bihar cadre, your state, explain me the meaning of your name, Yash Vishen. I am hearing this name for the first time. Yash is a common name, but what does Vishen mean?
Sir, Vishen represents a subtitle of a caste group, sir. So I don't like to take that name of the caste.
So you have it. This is to hide your identity, that you belong to a particular caste. Is it?
Not exactly, sir. So this very much represents shows the caste of a person in Eastern UP. So although
Okay.
I have my grandfather from that region, so I have carried the name from there.
Okay. One very important development concerning Bihar recently is that the Chief Minister has ordered for caste-based census, right?
Yes.
What is your take on this? And a lot of apprehensions are being expressed from both the sides. One is those who are for the caste census, that is your Chief Minister, and the other section which is against such kind of census. So tell me something about this.
So although there are certain apprehensions related to caste survey, that it might lead to compartmentalization of the society, vote bank politics, and so it may further lead to the demand of reservation among caste and sub communities. However, sir, I feel that caste survey should happen because it will help in proper mapping of the society, sir. And sir, in Bihar, the reality is that there is a caste and class nexus. So for that, policy making caste survey can be utilized. And sir, also Rohini Commission has called for better data to rationalize reservation among other backward castes. So for that as well, I think it will be helpful.
Your every sentence of the answer is changing your stand. It doesn't give indication whether you are for or against the caste and what are the dangers or the benefits for those who are propagating this. आपने इतने important issue को किसी तरह से भी touch नहीं किया अभी तक.
Sir, yes, there have, as I said, sir, that there are certain apprehensions related to it, that it might divide.
Are those apprehensions well founded?
Sir,
a state in which the first thing that a person does to find out when he comes to meet you is that to which caste you belong.
Yes.
And we have seen the Lalu Prasad Yadav who got 3 terms as chief ministers just on caste politics and did nothing for the state, rather took it 50 years back.
Yes.
So when the whole world is progressing at a fantastic speed, and in our own country, other states are looking up to be IT power or something like industrial powers and all, and a state like Bihar with 12 crore population still opting for a caste-based census. Can it ever have a good intention? Tell me, can it ever had a good result?
So we need to see that the reports which comes out that is utilized in a more rational and scientific way.
Who will make sure, my dear? Who will make sure? You will see. And are you the one who are instrumental in doing it so that you will decide how to use those data?
So it depends on the bureaucrats to effectively use that data because
What bureaucrats? You think using caste numbers or predominance of people of particular caste can be the basis of deciding the development of policies? This idea itself is a ridiculous idea. These statistics can never be used for any positive work. They will be always used for negative work.
This will encourage vociferous tendencies.
Yes, it will incite caste-based riots in the states.
So
a state which is so literacy level is so high, where you can hako people like animals. Unko ye caste ka naam lekar ke, I have had a lot of discussion with people who supported Lalu Prasad. See, he has been convicted. He has come out of the jail. He's about to go in jail some other, but still the people who vote him on caste basis, they have nothing to say against him.
So it is very unfortunate as far as the caste-based politics is concerned, sir. And yes, indeed, this has been one of the primary reasons, sir, why Bihar has 52% of the people under multidimensional poverty, and the literacy rate is just mere 64%. So, sir, this is the reality which no resident
That's
of
a good
Bihar
idea, friend.
can
Why are you reiterating what is existing? I am asking you a very, very important question on which I want a very, very correct answer from you. The government has asked the caste-based census. What is your take on this? That's all.
Sir, I feel that the survey in itself is not wrong, sir.
My God, you are, if God forbidden, if you happen to be an administrator, आप तो पता नहीं क्या कर दोगे. आपके मन में ये बात कैसे आती है कि इसमें कोई रॉन्ग नहीं? क्या कर लोगे उन आंकड़ों का? आप बताइए मुझे. क्या करेंगे आप उस आंकड़े से?
So even Government of India had its social and educational caste census in 2018.
I think let us stop it. I think I can't. I can't go beyond certain limit to sort of. Anyway, have you heard of this something called as International Solar Alliance?
Yes, sir.
What is it?
Sir, it was formulated in 2016 under United Nations framework on the climate change conference. So India was one of the initiators along with France. It is headquartered in Gurgaon, sir. And sir, it calls for a multilateral alliance to effectively utilize solar energy, effectively harness it, sir, and so that we can make a swifter transition from the conventional sources to the renewable sources.
What is Kosovo? One world, one sun, one grid. Have you heard of this name?
Yes, sir. So, one sun, one world, one grid is a motto which India's Honorable Prime Minister has laid, sir, at UNFCCC. So, the vision is to connect the entire world through a grid so that the solar energy can be harnessed 24 hours, sir, even at the place where the sun has not risen or where the sun has set. So that connection and that interlinkage through the grid is sir, one sun, one world, one grid.
And which countries will be producers?
So the tropical countries will be the primary producers, sir. India will be one of them.
Have you heard of national strategy on blockchain?
So I have heard, sir, but I do not know the details. I need to learn about it, sir.
Okay. What is Open Radio Access Network? Open RAN? You are a man from this thing.
Sir, it is a, sir, pardon me, sir, I couldn't hear you exactly.
What is Open Radio Access Network?
Sir, I'm sorry, sir, I need to learn about it. I'm not very aware about it.
Right.
Have you heard of non-fungible tokens?
Yes, sir.
What are they?
So non-fungible tokens or NFTs, so are the unique digital assets that has a distinct value of its own. So it gives a digital signature or a digital identity to an object, to a thought, or to a picture.
Can they be traded or exchanged at equivalency?
So they can be traded, sir.
Okay. Have you heard of the world called Project Tiger?
Yes, sir.
What is it?
So Project Tiger is an initiative which started in 1970s, sir, by Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. So this project is to increase the number of tigers in the country, which were quite sharply decreasing in 1950s and 1960s. Sir.
Okay, I'm done, sir. Chairman, sir, I'm done.
Right. Thank you. Now, you have a lot of knowledge, but you must put it in a very cohesive manner. Don't beat around the bush. And sometimes you have also said that I do not know and I will refurbish your knowledge. It's good. Where you do not know, it is better to accept it instead of, beating around the bush or taking them on a fake circle. It's not good. You must admit there is a limit, and it, mind you, this is a personality test. It's not a knowledge test. So when some general advice which I'll give you is about your appearance. You have already appeared. Appear well dressed, not in a flashy manner, but well dressed. And when you enter, you wish all the interviewing board members, including lady, if it is a lady, then separately. Sit down when you are asked to sit down. Look into the eyes of the interviewers while, a particular member will be asking, but do look around others also so that you are involving all of them, right? And your demeanor should be very pleasant and convincing. Sit straight, but not nervous. So all those etiquettes of the interview must be observed. Polish your knowledge a little more. You see, you should be sure of your facts. Thoroughness should be there, right? And rest all, I'm sure you will acquit well and prepare yourself. You have still time to do this. Practice before a mirror some 10 or 12 questions and see how your delivery, that will inculcate some more confidence in you, right?
Okay.
Mr. Malhotra?
Nothing much to say except that.
Sir, I'm extremely sorry, sir. Sir.
नहीं, आप पहली बात तो ये है यश जी, आप ना बोर्ड को थोड़ा सा ना डॉच करने की कोशिश करते हैं. That is not a good strategy. Because you see, these people are very intelligent. They can see through it. And secondly, questions are not asked to get the answer sometimes. Questions are to ask to elicit certain traits in your personality. Sincerity, clarity, faith, integrity of purpose. ये सारी बातें आपकी पर्सनैलिटी में झलकनी चाहिए. I tell you, nobody is assessed based on the kind of answers he has given. It is definitely not the case. It is a very overall assessment of the candidate, and for which many factors and many traits contribute. तो आप अपने स्टेट में से आकर के इस बात को बोल्डली एक्सेप्ट नहीं कर सकते that caste is a vice in my society which needs to be now dipped into the butt instead of flaring it up by going for caste based census. You still are saying it will help us to do this.
मल्होत्रा जी, मैं कहना चाहता हूँ कि जो गवर्नमेंट कोई काम कर रही है और ये पॉलिटिकल इशू है, so I think the best answer for him would be to duck that question.
Absolutely.
And he can very well say.
Not only that, the best answer would have been the best answer.
मेरी
Gupta ji, the best answer would have been the matter is before the Supreme Court. Let
हाँ,
them
ऐसा बोले. Without commenting, you should say that
don't take any
political
sides.
issues. I do not want to comment on action initiated by a political party. This is political issue.
Yes.
In any case, the matter is before the Supreme Court.
And the matter is before Supreme Court.
खत्म. आपको you will be you can get trapped. कि कोई बीजेपी कर रहा है, कोई आप कर रहा है, केजरीवाल कर रहे हैं. I think you should steer clear from commenting.
Yash, the old slogan is Yash, the administrator should be
neutral,
seen, not heard. That must be the motto. And he is supposed to be totally independent and not taking sides. Parties come and go, but administration continues. So that should be the motto and objective.
अगर आप बिहार में होते और आपको कास्ट बेस्ड सेंसस किया हुआ है चीफ मिनिस्टर ने, आपको करना ही पड़ेगा. कुछ नहीं कर सकते उसके लिए. Because these decisions are outside your ambit. सिविल सर्वेंट नहीं डिसाइड करते हैं, ये पॉलिटिशियंस डिसाइड करते हैं. चीफ मिनिस्टर डिसाइड करता है, प्रधानमंत्री डिसाइड करते हैं. हम लोग तो सिविल सर्वेंट में इम्प्लीमेंट करते हैं चीजों को. तो आपकी जो पहुंच है ना, योर पे रेंज स्टॉप्स देयर. आप नहीं डिसाइड कर सकते कि कास्ट बेस्ड सेंसस होगा कि नहीं होगा. ये तो उन्होंने कर दिया, उनका पॉलिटिकल इशू है.
और दूसरा देखो, आपसे जब IAS बारे में पूछा कि व्हाई डू वांट टू बी सिविल सर्वेंट, आपने इतनी बातें की बट आप एक भी कन्विंसिंग आर्गुमेंट नहीं दे सके, और इन द प्रोसेस आपने एक्सपोज कर दिया दैट यू हैव समथिंग डिफरेंट रीजन फॉर इट. अरे भाई, बिहार में तो जिस दिन बच्चा पैदा होता है ना, वो पहली चीज जो बोलना सीखता है वो सीखता है UPSC. I have come across many children 5 to 6 years of age. तुम बड़ा होके क्या करोगे? UPSC करेंगे.
आप अपनी polished language, you can give all those reasons, but polished language में जो real reason है वो भी बोलिए, कोई खराबी नहीं है. To tell the facts, you see, otherwise it becomes a little fake. It doesn't convince people.
देखो यश, आप बोकारो DPS में पढ़े हो, जिला में आपने स्कूलिंग की है, और आप DM और SP का स्टेटस नहीं जानते हैं, and you came to know only after you joined the merchant navy ship and you met some seniors who left for IAS.
Sir,
is it not making board members bit taking them for granted?
सर ऐसा था ना सर कि 10th तक 12th तक तो ऐसा लगता था कि मेरे बस का ही बात नहीं है. So I never thought of it. I thought that it is too big.
Again, you
are telling आप ये कह सकते हैं, यही जो आंसर दे रहे हो तुम, कि शुरू में आपने मर्चेंट नेवी से यू गॉट वेरी डैजल्ड, अट्रैक्टेड, आपने एडमिशन ले लिया, वहां पे आप अपने कुछ सीनियर्स से मिले, उन्होंने स्विच किया था, और IAS सिविल सर्विसेज के बारे में पता चला. पहले तो मैंने सोचा ही नहीं था इसके बारे में, क्योंकि ऐसा सोचा ही नहीं था कि अब मैं सिविल सर्विस में जा सकता हूं. तो आप अब मुझको लगा कि शायद मेरे में कैपेसिटी बेहतर है, मैं भी ट्राई करता हूं, और इसका सोशल स्टैंडिंग बहुत अच्छी है और करियर प्रोस्पेक्ट्स भी बहुत अच्छे हैं, स्टेबिलिटी है. सब चीजों को देखते हुए मैं चाहता हूं कि ये करूंगा. इसमें कोई, ये आपकी सारी चीजें आपके सामने रख दी. ये नहीं कि अब आप घुमा फिरा के कह रहे हो मैं पब्लिक सर्विस जनता के लिए मदद करना, जनता के लिए. तो आप कोई NGO ज्वाइन क्यों नहीं करते हो जहाँ पे सोशल सर्विस होती है, कोई सेवाश्रम, कोई भी. बहुत अच्छा, इंसिडेंटली बहुत सारे ऐसे लोग हैं जो कि सिविल सर्विस में सिलेक्शन होके छोड़ दिया उन्होंने, और वो कोई पैसे के बगैर पैसे के बहुत सादगी से रहते हैं।
हाँ,
वो बड़े बड़े एनजीओ चलाते हैं, और उनकी इज्जत जो है किसी सेक्रेटरी टू गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया से कम नहीं है।
बिल्कुल ठीक कहा आपने, बिल्कुल ठीक कहा।
बहुत सारे लोग हैं ऐसे, उनको फॉलो कर सकते हो आप।
तिलोनिया इज
अक्कर रॉय,
एग्जांपल।
तिलोनिया इंस्टीट्यूट, बेयर फूड डॉक्टर, बहुत सारे ऐसे इंस्टीट्यूशंस हैं जिनकी इज्जत हमारी सोसाइटी में बहुत ज्यादा है। कोई सेक्रेटरी, कोई मंत्री उनके सामने कुछ नहीं है इज्जत में और उनकी रिकॉग्निशन में, तो आप वो भी कर सकते थे अगर आपको तब। लेकिन ऐसा नहीं है ना, आप तो चाहते हैं कि पावर हो, इज्जत हो, दबदबा हो, रुतबा हो, हर आदमी चाहता है। इवन आई, व्हेन आई वाज अ यंग मैन, आई वांटेड दैट।
Yes,
एवरीबॉडी
all of us.
वांट्स इट।
Yes.
चलिए, लेट्स गो
It's
टू द
better-
नेक्स्ट
कोई
वन।
गलती नहीं है ना, ये कहिए
It's better
ऑनेस्टली।
to call a spade, Harsh.
हाँ।
Yes, for it's
You
तो
see,
अपनी honest
वो करने से
question मेरा
people
नहीं है।
interviewing board will appreciate you of
Yes.
your straightforwardness and you know, you are being succinct and absolutely truthful. वो चीज appreciate होती है। ये
आपको कोई coaching institute में
these
बताया?
are the traits of the personality. मैंने जैसे पहले ही कहा कि ये आपका पर्सनैलिटी टेस्ट है। नॉलेज कम सेकंड, नॉलेज इतना टेस्ट नहीं है, वो आपके रिटन एग्जाम्स में हो गई है। तो इसमें आपको पर्सनैलिटी की किस तरह के आप आदमी हो, कितना आप में दम है, वो चीज होती है।
कुछ
All the
coaching
best.
institute में
Take
बताते
care
हैं
yourself.
ऐसे
Okay.
तरह के जवाब दीजिए।
Okay. Bye.
For sure, sir. Thank you, sir. It was a pleasure
Thank
talking to
you.
you. also.
Thank you. Do well.
Thank you.